All right. Hello. So, this is the first video that I am going to be recording. This one is just me starting the weekly recaps. So this channel, I'm just gonna rewrite it, change it to weekly recaps. I'm gonna take down some of the other content or private at least, and just focus on this to be weekly recaps. So it's the new year. It's the 24th of January. I'm going to recap this week and as well as that the previous week. The camera's a little glitchy, but it's getting the job done. So you know what? That's perfectly fine. So I'm gonna swipe over, and I'm hoping that you can see. You see not only my face in the top corner, however also my screen, and it's gonna be very laggy, it seems. Let me just close this down for a minute. Close the Discord down, but I was just chatting it up in a bit. Just reset this real quick. Alright. Yes, I do not have premium trading view, however, I'm good for now. So I'm gonna keep this kind of brief. So recapping this week. So we'll go to Monday. We'll start at Monday. I'm gonna keep it on the 5-minute time frame just to keep it simple, for the video's sake, and it also is pretty clear to analyze. So prior to Monday, I'll just break down where I'm at, and it's basically I had several trades the past week and a half of $500 risk per trade. Passed an eval, passed it last Thursday. I'll actually start off just showing all the trades that I've taken on this eval because might as well. Okay, so the first trade that I did end up taking was a loss actually. It was this loss here. We're targeting previous weekly high, which would have been right there, like that. However, the entry and the execution of this trade itself was really poor on my behalf. So yeah, we wanted to use this as a break-even point. However, we came up prior to entry, and we already had swept it, and I believe created an SMT. So it was a really bad trade. I think I was just trying to chase the P&L, right? And that's gonna be something that I've learned from, right? And it's been something that I've shown that I can trade, and I've been able to. So on Friday, the day after we had this large sell-off, we took out previous day lows. We had manipulation down at the low, I believe in SMT down here. We had strong retracements, so I felt confident in taking a long. I got in early, however I didn't actually end up cutting at a 2R. I cut right around here, which was enough to eat up the large loss, because on this day it was a large loss. So it was just enough to, it was not just enough, but it was enough to eat up that loss. So anyway, so yeah, so break even on the eval, right? So that's why I didn't really feel the importance of not the eval, break even on the funded. On Monday, it was MLK Day, right? So, and me personally, I don't really have that much data back tested on bank holidays. So this is I journaled this and I wrote more about this, but this is me kind of back testing bank holidays, and honestly, they do seem quite viable, just based off of what I did. So I did this one, and then I also did some back testing for previous bank holidays, and they all tend to play out relatively nicely. So I think it is going to be something that I will continue to take in the future. But yeah, that one, unfortunately, we didn't take it. However, we were able to analyze it. Tuesday had a break-even trade. See this? So this is a trade that it's similar to the last Thursday's trade. However, the draw was a lot closer. It was the overnight session Asia highs, and we had our break-even point, which was this high, which was intact. So we broke even there, and then it came back down and stopped us out, unfortunately. But it happens. We ended up leaving that untapped for the rest of the day, so ended up not working out in my favor. On Wednesday, was looking for a sell-off at this point. However, with the way I was trading, the way I do trade, is I wait for the 11 and the 11:05 candle, and then after that point, I tend to close my laptop due to the fact that conditions tend to be a lot sloppier, or more often than not, choppier than this was, right? However, we had nice displacement to the downside after I closed it, which is what I was looking for. So we did not get a trade. Oh well, sucks to suck. Moving on. So today, or not today, this is not today, Thursday, sort of same concept, right? 11:05 candle. We had manipulation down here at these lows with nice displacement higher. We had a retrace, and I would like to have seen a scan entry here. However, we were not able to find one within the time frame, the time slot that I want to. So it does seem like all the moves that I want are happening ever so slightly after the point I would be entering. But as you can see, it did leave London lows uncontested, so that was a good draw, and that is a good draw for today. However, we did not end up getting that move. Now, I didn't have any reason to enter down here. However, I saw this as a nice draw. We ended up rallying higher, and there was once again no trade for me. There was a nice sell opportunity past this point. Take out previously high S&T at the highs, former manipulation, and it could have been something. However, it was outside of the time frame once again. So a lot of later in the evening or in the day trades, and just based off of my experience and what I've seen play out time and time again, I was not looking to enter past 11:05 or 11:09, and that's just simply personal preference. And so that's it for this week. I'll pull up. Actually, I don't have any streamer modes on or anything like that, so I'm just gonna leave it for now. But yeah, I mean, that's really it. I am going to continue to post weekly recaps like this, hopefully around the 10-minute mark. But yeah, I mean, today I'm doing it on my Mac. However, in the future, I may apply some editing. May do it on my desktop. Take clips from when I actually trade. Because I just got this set up. I just set up OBS tonight, and I'm gonna be good to go for future on this Mac and on my desktop. I also have it, so we're kind of chilling in that department. So this is gonna be my zero to hero, right? I have had a payout before. I'm gonna talk a bit more about myself in the next one when I can actually edit it. However, I've a little bit about myself. I'm Nathan. I've been trading for about 2 years. I've been trading futures for around like 9 months now on like prop firms and all that. So I've had a lot of ups and downs. I'm basically break even overall right now. However, I am looking to change that, right? That's the main goal of this whole endeavor. But yeah, better lighting, better everything will be in the future. But for today, I'm just gonna upload this. We're gonna set the record straight, and we're gonna start this. I'm gonna do weekly recaps. I'm gonna include all the videos and everything. This one's gonna be really raw. However, in the future, I'm gonna be much more open to actually properly sourcing and editing it out. But I'm looking to become an affiliate with prop firms and overall just better my trading for myself. This is more for me to hold myself accountable. If people do start watching them and do start picking them up, I will be reading the comments and all sorts of things like that. However, I just want this to be more of an accountability thing. Kind of a sense to give me purpose to follow what I tell myself. Because a lot of times when you don't have someone or some people looking in through the lens, right, it's very easy to let yourself slip up. But overall, I just want to be able to make this a consistent thing, scale trading. And yeah, that's really it for today. I'm gonna, we're gonna, I think this next week there might be major news on like Wednesday or Thursday, but I'm gonna check that out Sunday, plan accordingly. And yeah, I'm gonna be getting these weekly episodes out, and we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna follow our rules, and we're gonna make some fucking money, mate. We're gonna make some fucking bread. And yeah, that's all. So, toodles. I will be back. Mark my words. Let's see. Make sure. Yeah, we're all good. I'm gonna turn on streamer mode for the next one, and when I actually get this uploaded and everything. But for now, just gonna keep it raw. You see the date, it's Saturday, January 24th. So the next one is gonna be, whoops. Next one's gonna be next week. It's not that hard to think. Anyway, alright, cool.